Four-door sport utility wagons are just about the hottest selling vehicles on the market today. Consumers are snapping them up for their sporty, aggressive styling, generous cargo room, and all-weather performance. But there's another side to these vehicles that most of their owners will never see, and that's the serious off-road performance that these mostly truck-based wagons offer. So we decided to gather 5 of the most popular of these so-called sport utes to see how they would respond to rugged off-road use, and also to show the owners of these 4x4s just what they're missing. We asked 5 manufacturers to send us an example of their 4-door multi-purpose sport utility wagon equipped with the most popular options. So it was with great anticipation that we took delivery of our 1991 models: the Chevrolet S10 Blazer Sport, a Ford Explorer Eddie Bauer, a Jeep Cherokee, Nissan's Pathfinder SE, and a Toyota 4Runner SR5. And they all arrived pretty evenly matched and in top-level trim, with one exception. Jeep sent us their new 4-door sport model Cherokee. It included the important features of 4-speed automatic transmission, select track with full and part-time 4-wheel drive, their most powerful inline-6 engine, and aggressive Goodyear Wrangler tires on an otherwise base truck. While we realized that with its base interior, it would not measure up evenly in comfort and convenience features against its plusher competitors, we felt that for the narrow off-road scope of our test, it would do just fine. We assembled the group at our off-road test facility, a local gravel quarry that offers a mixed bag of terrain well suited to our stock trucks and our mixed bag of drivers. The mud, sand, hills, and water there are typical of the kind of terrain these trucks might encounter. All the wagons had auto-locking front hubs with 4-wheel drive transfer cases that can be engaged while moving. Things started off slowly with a simple log crossing that posed no substantial challenge to the sport utes, but allowed us to size up the trucks in terms of ground clearance and suspension compliance. Of the wagons, the Ford sits the lowest due to its low-hanging leaf spring shackles, while the Nissan, aided by its tall 31 by 10.5-inch off-road tires, standard with the SE package, was the highest of the bunch. All but the Nissan had 15-inch mud and snow radials in either 225 or 235 size. We moved next to the hill climb, where power was king. In our case, the Jeep, with its 190 horsepower 4-liter inline-6, charged up the hill with no running start needed. With the highest torque rating at 230, the Blazer's 4.3-liter V6 powered it up with little difficulty. Although numerically in the middle in terms of power, the Ford's 4-liter V6 made it available at a much lower RPM than the others, giving it a very usable power curve and a relatively easy hill climb. The Nissan and Toyota, both sporting willing but overmatched 3-liter V6s, tended to struggle a bit near the top. On rutted paths, we found the Explorer and the Blazer with their longer wheelbases and softer suspensions to give the most comfortable rides. The Toyota and Nissan suspensions were stiffer with less comfortable seats. We also found the imports less maneuverable in tight spaces than any of the domestics. On the other hand, the Jeep was the most maneuverable, but it had a fairly harsh ride. To be fair, the optional gas shocks not on our test truck do improve the ride a good deal. While sizing up our mud hole, we decided to send out one truck to make some ruts for it and the others to follow later. The Jeep put up a good fight, but after the Jeep had paved the way, so to speak, it and the others made it through, though techniques did vary somewhat. Traction was good in all trucks, though the Nissan held a bit of an edge with its bigger tires. To help us wash off some of this goo and give our testers a chance to finalize their opinions, we headed for our old watering hole to splash around a bit. As expected, there were no shortage of volunteers here. Everyone enjoyed evaluating their favorites. With the 5 vehicles being so close in purpose and subjected to such a narrow test as ours, it was tough to pick one overall off-road champ. In fact, we have 2 favorites, the Chevy S10 Blazer and our Driver's Choice Award winner, the Ford Explorer. The Chevrolet earned praise for its solid overall feel, torquey engine, comfortable ride, compliant suspension, and excellent steering feel. Our drivers equally liked the Explorer's suspension and steering and were impressed by its intelligent use of power. And novices will appreciate the simple-to-engage push-button four-wheel drive system. The Jeep Cherokee was close behind. Despite its overwhelming edge in horsepower and excellent maneuverability, it lost favor due to a harsh ride and a somewhat vague four-wheel drive shift lever. The Nissan Pathfinder and Toyota 4Runner were a bit underpowered for this matchup. And while both offered superior ground clearance, they were hampered by poorer maneuverability, plus bouncy rides and some subjective details such as visibility, step-in height, and seating position. While we know that few owners of these capable 4x4 wagons will ever get up to their hubs in mud, it's comforting to know that they can handle tough situations. Among our 5 sport utilities, the advantages and disadvantages were often subtle, and given the chance to take any one of them off into the bush, none of us would refuse.